What's going on, guys? I'm excited about today because we have another HG Build Divers kit, and this is one that I've been waiting on ever since I saw the initial announcement, and it is the CeraVe Gundam Scheherazade. And it is Shahryar's mobile suit. We did get to see this thing in action in that one episode. And well, it came out later for the big multi-battle with everybody, but yeah, I really do dig this thing. It's kind of a combination of CeraVe with a little bit of Virtue mixed in, especially the weapons, and just it's one of my favorite suits that we've gotten totally from here, or Gunpla, we should say. And of course, CeraVe was one of my favorites from Double O in and of itself. But we get a great shot of it right here in normal Gundam mode, and we got this little treat right over here, little Ptolemaeus arms, Build Divers logo, HG Build Divers there, Build Divers little thingy right there, diver gear, and my light right there, and Bandai 2018, made in Japan. So, ooh. And particle effects going all over. Looks pretty cool. Looks very much like an actual Double O fight in the world. Of course, this is probably around Berezia, is where it actually is taking place from that one episode. So, and of course, you've got the GN Physical Bazooka, which I think is shooting GN missiles, if I had to guess. And you've got it in Jin mode. The models characteristically massive proportions and wide range of joint motions allow for realistic action poses. Sure does. And you got GM beam containers, which are right there. You got Jin mode, like I said that. You got mode change, it goes to Ifrit mode. Yay for that. And you got claw container. That's a thing we haven't never seen on the show just yet. And Command and Ptolemaeus arms will drastically change of form in Gunpla. Shh, stop spoiling things. And you got Ptolemaeus arms right there. We've never gotten an actual model kit, or at least a Bandai model kit of Ptolemaeus or Ptolemaeus 2, and that's one of my favorite Gundam ships, and I'm happy to have this. And you ever create GN Ptolemy cannon firing mode. Sweet! And you got lineup and custom. And come around this side, you got the obligatory number 006 right there, so it is, of course, the next one in the line. And Build Diver stuff, all the repeat of the box art, and, one of the craziest names to try to pronounce. I can say it, but, And you got BandaiHobby.net. And, of course, on this side, you've got the obligatory rear and front shot there. And if you want to read up on this Gundam, go right ahead. Okay, and you got a little minor read up of the introduction to the series there. And you've got Do Not Stick a Shahryar's Gundam in your 3-year-old's face. It'll probably become very stylish. And you got 2,200 yen because this has a ton of plastic in it, guys. This is a very hefty kit. Comes with a lot of stuff, as we saw in the unboxing, including a lot of stuff from the original CeraVe. So, boom. Very nice Gunpla. Upside down, even with Ptolemy. Let's get to it. Alright, guys, so here is the awesome CeraVe Scheherazade out here looking really, really awesome. And unlike normal, where I have it stripped down and stuff like that and then come back with the weapons, I have it here posed with the big old GN Physical Bazooka and then the Ptolemaeus arms just chilling out here because I wanted to play around with it and see how it would look actually set up this way. And it's one of the first times I've actually used the diver gear base with multiple stands because other kits you don't really do that this much, but this thing looks really, really cool. I like the kind of really like pale sky blue color along with the off-white here. It looks pretty neat. Now I think I'm missing a piece. I think there's supposed to be a part that goes over his arm, but I think I've missed it somewhere. And there's a lot of parts, so you get doubles of a lot of these runners and stuff like that. But I was looking for that part that lays over the arm, and I don't know exactly where it's at, to be totally honest with you guys. I mean, maybe I missed it or something, because if I go through the instructions, which I should probably go ahead and do. Okay, so it was the J14. I don't know if I have that runner anymore. Let me look. Oh, yep, there it is. I'll be danged. Okay, I found it. Hold on, real quick. And done. Okay, so I guess I wasn't paying attention. So I guess you want to put it over the arm first and then plug it in. That's cool. All right, so I did this thing. I was really kind of pounding out a lot of these kits. All these Build Divers kits, everything we're looking at right now, I knocked out in 2 days. And this was the final one of those 2 days. So the fact that I missed a little bit of something like that, it happens. But it does complete the look now. I appreciate that. And just real quick, let's try to frame this out since we have so many now. Bring out the Jinx Ogre, or Ogre Jinx. I'll put him back here because he takes up a lot of space. We have the Momokapool. We have a hand that keeps getting in the way of the light. We've got good old Yuki's Cheese Master. We've got Red Beret. It's getting harder because I'm going to run out of room for all these things. We got the Champion. You know, all these big time builders are all on the same level, even if they don't battle that much. And then we have our hero, and of course another fellow 00 suit. So yay, there's everybody so far. That's a big cluster, and somehow I'm gonna have to figure out how to make a cohesive mess with all these things. Now, just real quick, I had this plugged in right there in the butt skirt because, well, I wanted it to be held up like that. But for the most part, you actually want to use the crotch peg hole down there. Both have polycaps and will kind of wall out over time, losing a bit of their structure. So just be warned, because that's actually why my original CeraVe that we'll look at here in a minute, teasers, actually I don't keep it on a stand because it's so hefty and the crotch peg has worn out so much that it's pretty much, you know, done. Now, just real quick, because this guy has a bunch of gimmicks and a couple modes, we'll do articulation first. So the head itself is just on a double ball joint right through there, so you can rotate all the way around like so. You can turkey neck, no problem. And just real quick, looking at the head up close, you can see nice foil sticker there for the eyes, mild camera sticker back there behind the jewel, and this is actually a yellow sticker right here on the crest. I went ahead and did that because I really didn't want to have to bust out my yellow. So the chest itself is very much CeraVe. It's all good. Did have to paint right inside there, those two vents. Bringing us down here to the shoulders, you do get butterfly style polycaps right there, so he can shrug, and then ball joints all around in there, and using the shoulder joint along with some bicep swivel, which actually didn't want to work there. Bicep swivel, there we go. And the double jointed elbow down here, you can sort of get a hi teacher. Hi, my name is CeraVe Scheherazade. I don't know what that voice is, I really don't. You do get the obligatory kind of black metallic green sticker that goes back there behind that lens. It doesn't really stand out that much on this kit. And while he does have the double jointed elbow, he also has that nice 00 front wrist elbow. So it's a triple jointed elbow along with the wrist joint, and it's nice and stiff, at least for the time being. So that's good for holding up big weapons such as this guy, which will, well, I mean, it's pretty simple. It's just this big giant cannon. Obviously he's using real rounds, not just energy beams. So looks pretty good. As for the waist, you do get ball joint there. You do get ab crunch, so you can lean back about yay far. Can rotate, no problem. Even the side skirts don't get in the way. I like how they kind of pivot the edges a little bit so you can actually rock to a degree. Looks pretty good. The side skirts move, but just barely. There's no real front skirt to get in your way, so you can kick forward as long as you move that ginormous knee out of the way. And being that it has these enormous legs, he does have double jointed knees, but you're actually technically getting an over 90-degree bend, although it's a really funky kind of geometry here. And I like the new replacement knees instead of having the Seraphim Gundam be the knees. I kind of like that. And also inside there, you can see a little bit of reflective paint. That had to be painted inside there to be accurate, along with these vents on the legs, which is also just like the original Cerevi if you've built it. Those are all things that you need to do. Now, I could have actually painted right here. I just did not. As for the ankle, we have a ball joint that is up inside there, so you can get a little bit of movement. Got another end of the ball joint down here. Can rotate a little bit. It can flip-flop back and forth. That's about it. Technically, your toes are claws on this guy, so you can ka-chunk. Now, that is, of course, for a very specific thing that we'll look at here in a few minutes. But yeah, I like it. Oh, another thing, I did do what I always do on my 00 Gundams, if you're familiar with 00 October. I always paint the GN thrusters gold, and this is, of course, my new red gold that I love so very much. And you'll notice that he is definitely missing the backpack because, well, the backpack is going to be the Ptolemaeus, as it is. Now, just real quick, I'm going to go ahead and remove the cannon because, frankly, it's not going to serve much other purpose. Now, it was driving me nuts because I could not figure out what was missing from that until I honestly just fired it up here on the review. If you want to, you could totally add maybe some green to that if you want. That should be a camera right there. So maybe I'll add some of my foil sticker like you guys know I like to do. Got plenty of that laying around. And we'll set this guy right back here because we want to look at this. The Ptolemaeus arms. I'll set that further back so it stops trying to focus on it. And basically it is a small Ptolemy. And it is the Ptolemy 1, so it has the 4 pods and the center thingy down the middle where everything tends to happen. The construction of this is actually very cool, and I like how they actually kind of sub this in when it's on the Cerevi as being almost like a GN drive. It's pretty cool. I like the way they do that. The details are pretty neat. All of the pods all look like, well, the GN pods, or the Gundam pods. Every one of them, because they have little thrusters there. I've got gold. This should be gray, technically speaking, but you know me. I've got to do gold. You've got the twin huge GN drives back here. That Ptolemy should have, because that's how it gets around. So it's pretty cool. And the way that it plugs onto the stand is right through there on that 5th little thingy there. And it does come with a sticker to cover the nose right there, but I painted that with some white Gundam marker. It came out decent. It had to take some cleanup to it, but it's pretty cool. And one thing I really like is you can open it up and, well, technically it should be it should be where the Gundams pop out, but actually it is merely a giant cannon. Yeah, you say merely like it's a thing. And let's go ahead and throw it into its cannon mode. So I do believe it's basically supposed to be like this. And try to stick the hands on either side. I have yet to try this, to be totally honest. I always like doing these things first time with you guys so you can see how it might be annoying in and of yourself. So maybe you have a better experience, maybe you'll have the same experience. That's why we're all here. And it turns into ginormous cannon there, and of course you want to prop it up with the stand if you have a spare one or whatever you want to do. But this is very reminiscent of the Virtue, having one giant cannon down the middle. I mean, it does. The other Cerevi does have a similar hyper mega launcher kind of situation, but this one is really just kind of referencing the Virtue and having that single cannon that goes into the chest. But there's no GN drive in this case to plug directly into the way that the Virtue did. Now, of course, the Ptolemy's arms does do more than just be one giant cannon. It does come apart and start to become parts for La Servie. Now, you can do a couple things here, but first and foremost, you want to... Actually, I think, yeah, these ones you can leave on here. By the way, I like these cool translucent bits that apparently are like some kind of GN particle emitters or cannons or something along those lines. I forgot exactly what it said. It's GN particle tank, at least. So these are actually doing similar to what other Servies have done. Now, you take this and you want to turn these guys sideways, kind of like this. And you want the hole there and peg there to correspond to back here. And this will plug in back here on the backpack, or become the backpack, I should say. And actually, I turned that the wrong way. It should be up like this. Kind of. It's just kind of fiddle with it until you get it where you want it. More or less, you want those in an upward swing, such as that. Now you take where the big thrusters were. Rotate these downward. So now you've got a peg, hole. You come to the butt skirt, and you just plug that right into that polycap. And I will say this is one of the more annoying parts of it, because that never wants to come back off. It really doesn't. Oh, just very quick. I painted those little spots. You don't have to. I don't remember if there's a sticker for it. There very well might be. I think virtually all of the gray areas, with the exception of like these chest vents, all get a sticker. Now, the other parts here do go into becoming little skirt thrusters, kind of. So you're going to plug them in back here on the butt skirt into those polycaps like so, and you can, just for storage mode, tilt them down like so. Let me start there, so to speak. Come on, get in there. Those polycaps are surprisingly tight. And you want them to be that way, but it's always surprising. And there we have the Servie Scheherazade in kind of its base mode, like just, what is it? This is the Jinn mode, so the genie type mode. But it's with all of the pods kind of in resting mode. You're not doing anything. Now, while we have it in this mode, I'm going to go ahead and make a comparison that I have not really been able to do for any of these other kits so far. And bring in the standard version. Though, of course, this being the heavy weapons version of the Servie, not just a regular one. And also very, very dusty. Also with the full-on Seraphim add-on. So most of this kit is this. You even get the spare head and stuff like that, but I don't believe you get any of the crystal for the helmet. The legs are almost identical, or actually they are identical with the exception of the knee pods. The side skirts and the hips are all different because this one has the ball mounts, this just has normal side skirts. Shoulders are brand new, although you get these shoulders, but not the GN particle tanks everywhere else, or shield emitters, or what all those things are. And somebody, I forgot who, said they actually upgraded this guy with a lot of these weapon parts. And you could totally do that if you really want to. And of course, you've got the twin GN bazookas over here. But yeah, you can definitely see how this came out of this. Now, it would probably take some finagling to add some of the stuff, like the Ptolemy's arms and stuff on this guy, but, you know, it is what it is. Oh, that is a hefty, hefty kit. Now, this thing does do a couple more things, as it does. Now, you don't have to use these particular little armatures here. Those are the main ones you want to use for when it's in Ptolemy's mode or arms mode. Otherwise, you want to use these guys, and they totally plug in the same spot. And that allows you to get a little different angle on it. And this is if you want to use it in like ultimate shooting mode, like a shoot at all the things over there mode is kind of what this is. And I like this. This is cool. So you combine that with the big ol' bazooka, and he's killing all the things yonder. Alright, so he does have a couple other things you can do here. We can do the claws. I'm gonna have to look at a thing real quick to make sure how to do it. But you want to go ahead and pull off these two bottom ones. And you want to come back here and you want to pull off these parts off the butt skirts. And you're going to be using these little bits here. Now you come down here, oh, I'm sorry, you come back here. You want to go ahead and pull out these on both. So yay for that. These parts you want to go ahead and add on there, I believe. I've only done this once. You guys know how, oh yeah, that's the way it goes because it's T-shaped. Yeah, make sure it's plugged in all the way. Looks pretty cool. And you want to come down here and you want to pull off these little handles like so, off of both of them. Not the easiest thing in the world, but not impossible. Okay, so you want to come to the hands. Go ahead and pull off the backs of the hands. If you can. This one's being iffy. Of course, the ogre drinks has problems, but this one won't let go of the backs of the hands. Come on. Cooperate. Really? This is where you're going to give me problems? Alright, so you want to take the handles and turn them this way, I believe. Oh, wait. Wrong. That way. Really? Okay, so you want to lay it in the hand and then try to get the back of the hand back on. There we go. Or you could probably do it the smarter way. Harder, smarter, whatever. And kind of just lay this over that. And then I would almost be happier if they just gave it to you the way it was. Alright, now you want to take these things and slide them using those little slots right there. Go ahead and tab them on like so. Then take the backs that we've already prepared, slap them on here. And then, come back here. The claws just split. They're barely held together as it is. Put one on the top. Ow. A little pointy. The claws are pointy. Put one on the bottom. And this is a cool feature. Like, I don't know if he's ever actually going to use this, but it's neat that it can do it. Like, who would have thought that you could use these things this way? And like it's semi-reminiscent of the battle container from 00. So I really do dig that. So now you can just go along and either shoot somebody with GM particles or catch them with some GN claws. I don't know. I don't understand the point of it, but I like the way it looks. It's pretty cool. Not gonna lie. Now we can leave those like that. For the most part, I think we don't need them for anything else. And we can go ahead and put this guy in a Freet mode. Which, don't ask me why you have two modes. We've only seen the one. Now we can come back here to the butt skirt. And just go ahead and unplug the GN drives. And this is actually fairly simple. You just want to rotate that around. Split open the feet. Take the GN drive. Plug it right up in there. Nope, that one didn't go straight in. Make sure you line that up right or else it ain't gonna go. So, much like that. Now, they don't tab in solidly, but, it's good enough, so to speak. Flip that open. Come on. There we go. And now we have it in Efreet mode. I don't know why. Now, an Efreet is a fire demon, so I don't understand why it's like that, but hey, it's a thing you can do, and it looks pretty cool, so I guess take it for whatever it is. So yay for that. Alright guys, so for final thoughts, I really do dig this kit. You get a lot of extra playability, you get plenty of gimmicks, some really cool weapons, and a very fun custom version of what's one of my favorite mobile suits ever from the HG00 line. And I can't even tell you why you shouldn't get this. There's no good reason you shouldn't have one of these in your collection. Now, this Efreet mode, it leaves some things to be desired. I don't really care. It's not something I'm ever going to do. It's cool that it can do it, though I'm more worried about things fitting properly after you change it out. And I like how they transformed this very nonchalantly. It's pretty cool. I like that. And of course, if you really want to have it like as a big butt thruster, you can totally do that, I guess. And yeah, it adds length to the leg and almost adds a secondary knee. I don't even know. I don't get it, but I don't hate it. It's just an oddball thingy that it can do that with no context. I don't know. Maybe there's a thing, but I like it. I really do dig it. I like Shahryar's concept as a character. I like his. I guess it's a he. I like his stuff. Now, of course, we're all wanting to see Maggie's kit in the future, I suppose. The Phantom Love, or Love Phantom. So that'll be pretty fun. Guys, if you like this Gundam, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up down there. Always let YouTube know I'm doing a good job. Also, if you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We're on our way to 2,700 as of right now. And of course, if you want to help the support the channel in another way, you could join the Patreon, become a patroneer today, right here on the screen, Shoki, or patreon.com/ShokiReviews. And just for $5 a month, you could totally help out the channel and help me get fun new kits and other stuff like this, or maybe even just pay the bills. Either way, trying to get to about $200 a month so that it'll offset the cost of doing all this, and I don't have to totally rely on YouTube. So if you want to go over there and help donate like John, Andy, Steve, Colby, and the Crowsama have, by all means. But if you just want to get a cool Shoki shirt in the meantime to help out, right here on the screen, pretty much affordable. I like the shirts. They're really comfy. I tend to wear them all the time, not just because they're my own shirt, but because I actually like them. And of course, and that is the end of the review, guys. Make sure you come back next time. And until then, remember as always, keep on building. Brah.